a lot of media, a lot of local media will travel to Philly because it's a pretty easy game. I was still kind of surprised to not see some of the folks that were – some people I thought would be in Philly weren't. But this, everybody comes to. And honestly, the biggest thing is Jaden Daniels will talk at some point today.
Mm-hmm.
A number of veterans already talked. Terry McLaurin, Mariota, Javon Kinlaw, Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel was asked about his future. And I thought, honestly, I grew to really like Deebo this year. His reputation with the media was not always coming from San Fran, not always the best. And what I learned with Deebo, he was really insightful and cool when you asked him about somebody else. He's just a dude that doesn't really like talking about himself. Mm-hmm. But when you ask Deebo about the development of Bill or Jalen Lane or what it means to play alongside Terry, he would give you really good answers. Mm-hmm. And just as a human, I feel like that's kind of an admirable quality in a world where everybody loves talking about themselves.
Yeah. I just think that when you hear people say a person is a certain way in the media, I always want to know what kind of experience you've had with that person.
Right.
Okay, maybe you crossed that person and they came at you, and now you're putting out a word on them that they're bad. Let's be real. There's a lot of asses in the media, okay? And they come in with the mindset that I have a story to get, and they want you to do what they want you to do. Like last night I was listening to the show after the game, and this lady asked Aaron Rodgers about he got another football game coming up. Oh, you going to ride off in the sunset after this? Then she say, well, I had to ask the question. No, you didn't have to ask the damn question. Okay? They still have another game. If this was his last game and he wasn't playing again, you can ask that question.
Yo, locker clean out is when you ask.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. So I heard a lot about D-Boy as well and had a chance to talk to him this year and then watch him. And I'm like, this dude right here is not what I've heard. And we've been hearing over the last few years, so it's a bunch of people in San Francisco in the media that are worse than any player they ever tried to explain.
Yeah.
They try to describe. So it's weird to me, and I've been on both sides of it, and I'm going to tell you, I've seen more of the buttholes on this side of it than I see in that play in the locker room. I'm going to be honest with you on that.
So I want to just have a bit of a conversation around tanking, because I know a lot of folks are mad that Washington didn't tank. And I think there's a number of ways that just shows the disconnect between NFL locker rooms and buildings and fans.
Mm-hmm.
Can we have an honest conversation about yesterday? They started a third-string quarterback, and he had 2 turnovers. They weren't exactly like if they were gung-ho about this thing, you think they don't go to Marcus? Hey, man, we really need you. You think you can gut this out?
Yeah.
Like if you want to say late in this game, all right, you can just hand it off. You're down a touchdown in the second half. Just put it into C-Rod's belly. But, like, that's not fair to the players on the field.
It's not fair to the player, but what I hate about that, even that analogy, Jay, those same people who think that, if you do that, those same people are going to be bashing the hell out of the team today.
They started a third-string quarterback for the last 2 games. Like, it's not like they were making trades late in the year to try to bolster like, you remember what the Wiz did, and I hated when they did this, but they would fight like hell to get the 7 seed, and that's why eventually the whole fan base was like, tear it all down, and that's how we landed where we are, where we think the Wiz are back on the way up. Like, this team didn't do that. No. They weren't adding at the trade deadline. No. Maybe they could have sold more, but it seems like it's a little
understand,
unrealistic.
Football and hockey is different than the other two. There's just that's how it is. I know people see what basketball does, they see what baseball does, and they just say, "Well, you could do this." It's not that easy in those two sports to do something like that. You know, in hockey, hell, your star player is on the ice. He's not on the ice 50% of the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so you can't do it in that. And in football, one guy can make a difference, but he doesn't make the difference as that one guy on basketball. That one guy that you probably get you get a damn good pitcher. Every time he pitches, you probably know you can win the game.
At least break a losing streak.
You know what I'm saying?
Isn't that what aces do?
In football, it's difficult. But I have sat here and see, you know me, I'm kind of like a mad scientist the way I act. I have sat here and listened to, So I go online sometimes and I like to follow when the people that makes the most noise, okay? And the same damn person that's arguing against something one week, the next week he's arguing for it. You know why? Because that's the side that everybody else is going against now. So he wants to just jump on the other side. I have gotten to the point where I don't care what they're arguing about anymore. I don't care what half of them want on the media, social media. Because you know what? They're going to change it anyway. They just want to be on the side that's the loudest. So, one finger salute to you. That's the way I am with it. I've gotten to the point now where, dude, I see the same people arguing against stuff that they have been saying that they don't want to see. And then all of a sudden they get it one time, and then they are all back and forth, like wishy-washy. And that's the problem with this damn social media thing, where we have people who are making this noise. Well, you don't know who the hell they are. But if you just do some of the things like I do, follow their find out their name and just check it out. Do it a couple times. You'll be amazed.
Now, you can point to a difference in Philly had Devontae Smith out there early, and he was chopping it up, and then they pulled him, right? Philly also has a game to play.
They had him out there. He needed 40 yards, and they went and got his money.
Right. Could you have pulled Terry and Debo in the second half? Sure. But you know what Debo's trying to do?
Terry and Debo
was also trying to hit incentives. And he's showing all of the league, 32 teams, I'm still running hard.
Did you watch Terry and Debo in the second half? Did Terry and Debo look like they didn't want to be out there?
Right.
You know, the thing about some guys, the mindset is, when you step on the field, I'm here to play. That's just what they do. You know, what I was, if they told me I had to dress out, I didn't want to go in the game for a play, a quarter, and then come out. If I'm dressed out, I am ready to go into the damn game. And my coaches knew, if after you took me out the game, you might want to take my equipment away from me because I'm going to be trying to get back out there.
Also, dude, if you don't think they did a proper job testing, should we also keep in mind they sat Jaden for the last month of the season when the head coach at one point said he could have gone back in? Then they decided we're shutting him down, and they said it's part team, part medical. Like, they made a pretty big damn decision in mid-December, and that just gets glossed over.
That doesn't make a difference, Jay, because that does not work with my argument I want to have.
Right.
You know, and that's how people are, man. Listen, I have listened to so many people make this whole thing about them. I don't give a damn about them. I give a damn about this team getting better. And what I see is happen. Look, for what it's worth, there are some guys that are going to take something from that yesterday, and they're going to take it into this offseason, and it's going to jumpstart them to something else. I had a chance to talk to C-Rod coming off the field after the game. And just looking in that dude's face, I watched this dude some years prior where he was confused, didn't know if he was doing anything right. I was like, so what's next, bro? He's like, man, can't wait to get back at it because now I know what to do. You see him, like when you came to me, you said, man, C-Rod, so he came back, he's lost weight, he's faster. And then you watch him the whole year. He had something to take from that yesterday because when you watch the game yesterday, and I love both of them, Bill and C-Rod. But in a game like that, when it's cold like that, and the offensive line is blocking you to get 3 yards, 4 yards, C-Rod's running style was better for that.
Sure.
Because C-Rod comes downhill. If you block 3, he gets 4. You block 1, he gets 2, 3. Bill is the guy who's going to come in there and try to look to jump. And eventually you're going to be blocked for 5 and you're going to get 2, get 3. And he has to breakaway speed. But he also seems better when somebody batters him up a little bit. Then he comes in and cleans it up. Those two guys could be very damn good moving for your future.
C-Rod, restricted free agent. We'll see what his future is. As far as, like, building the momentum from yesterday going forward, this team is going to look so dramatically different that I'm not sure it really carries over. But for the dudes leaving it all on the field yesterday, I watched Nick Allegretti, who's been really valuable to this team for 2 years. And what he say? Walk right past this. He's like, man, it wasn't pretty, but we'll take the win. Like, there is value for those players. I don't think, for me, going from 5 to 7 in a draft that is not top-heavy talent-wise and definitely isn't top-heavy quarterback draft-wise. If this was 2 years ago, the Caleb, Jaden, Drake, Penix, J.J. McCarthy, Bo Nix quarterback draft, that's a different scenario. 5 to 7 carries real value.